Game at Speedy Mart on 238th Street in Greenwood. Open 24 hours. We've got the winning lineup, hot coffee, ice cold drinks, and tasty snacks, plus daily specials smoked fresh in our smoker. Need a pit stop? Our bathrooms are the cleanest around, and our friendly staff always makes you feel like part of the home team. Don't get sidelined. Score big on convenience at Speedy Mart, Greenwood.
Visit Wayne State College and you're likely to hear,
I got this.
From students pursuing their careers in nursing.
I got this.
Or in our business and industrial technology programs.
I got this.
Or in NCAA athletics.
You got this.
And especially at graduation.
I got this.
With 130 programs of study, manageable costs, and automatic scholarships for all first-time freshmen, you'll be saying,
I'm so doing this.
Get started at ExploreWayneStateCollege.com.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The yellow jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people. Now we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
I spend with purpose because I bank with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. With my Liberty Plus checking account, I can earn extra cash just for spending on everyday things, like groceries, online or in-store purchases, and lunch. At Liberty First, anyone can join, so start earning money to spend on the things you love. Start banking with purpose. Start banking with Liberty First Credit Union.
When quality matters, it starts at Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine. They're known for the highest quality beef, carefully aged to perfection, alongside fresh, vibrant produce, and a deli famous for fresh, never frozen fried chicken. It's quality you can see. Home of Scotty's Meat RX. Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine, Nebraska. A better cut every time.
When you're running the bases of a busy day, let Speedy Mart at 13235 Grover Street in Omaha knock it out of the park. Start your morning with breakfast made with the real thing, fresh eggs. Step inside for tasty snacks, refreshing drinks, and friendly service that treats you like family. With a dynamic team full of energy and great chemistry, every stop feels like a win. Speedy Mart, where every visit is a home run.
This is a special presentation from News Channel Nebraska. The 2026 NSAA state basketball coverage on News Channel Nebraska is presented by Medica. With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. And by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com.
Here at the Devaney Center with our Michael Shively on the sidelines. Lou joins me again, and we have 3/4 of this field full in C2, but we've got one more spot advancing on to Friday. And somewhat similar to the last game, Freeman is used to being down here. Valentine is not. In fact, Lou, Valentine suited 19 players for their final football game this year. They still got a lot of talent up there. They were all talented, and here they are in basketball. And the boys up there in Badgerland were telling me that they were going to have a good basketball season, not just this year, but for a ways to come.
Well, I've been excited to watch Valentine. I've heard about them all year. They're just a high-flying team. They score a lot of points. A good, quality athletic team. And what a great story. They get down here to play for a state championship. You're going against a team, I think, in Freeman, who was the #1 seed a year ago. They lost some kids off that team, but the kids coming back, you know, they felt like they left something out there a year ago. I think they're on a bit of a mission to advance in this tournament.
Well, let's take a look at some of the key players in this basketball game. We'll start with Valentine and Isaac Cronin. He had an ankle injury last year. It lingered. He tweaked it again, but this is a force for Valentine.
Well, you hope he's healthy. I've heard that he hurt his ankle in practice, and he looked good warming up. I was watching him, athletic kid, a guy that will be active in the paint, and he averages 22 points a game. He'll be a difficult matchup, I think, today for Freeman because of his athleticism.
And they've got so many guys when you're scoring 99 in district finals that can get the job done. Then we take a look at what we can bring over here to you for this Freeman Falcon Ball Club, and that is Keegan White, another big boy inside.
Yeah, really big. He's about 6'7", 6'8", probably around 300 pounds. He's going to play offensive line in college at Briarcliff. But he's one of those guys that I think he's got to be really, really strong. I'm sorry, Mount Marty. He's got to be really strong inside. Going against that athleticism, he's got to be strong and dominate in the paint, whether it's rebounding or paint touches. He's got to be good in that system, I think, if you're going to control Valentine.
And I think you got a little contrast in styles here between the way these two want to play. Who's going to win the pace of play? Who's going to win the game? It's Valentine and Freeman. We've got more coming up in a moment on NCN.
My family's been farming since the early 1900s, and it's still where we like to call home. I get to go out to the field. I get to see farmers. When they have someone that actually experienced it, they're more willing to open up and talk to you a lot more. They just kind of become a part of you.
The pregame show is sponsored by Custom Sports. Look great for every game with custom team or business apparel from Custom Sports.
When you haven't been to the state tournament in more than 2 decades, you sure hope you're coming at full strength. Regrettably for the Valentine Badgers, that is not the case today. Isaac Cronin, 6'4" senior, do-everything type of guy, 22.5 points, 6.5 rebounds per game, nursing an ankle injury. He had an ankle problem last season, nursed it back to full strength. He's been healthy all year, but on Saturday at practicing an inbounds play, he went up for a layup, landed awkwardly on another player's foot, and he's suffering a left ankle injury right now. Since then, he's received around-the-clock treatment, has made improvements. Coach Randy Klender says specifically from yesterday until today, lots of improvement. But I watched him in warm-ups. His left ankle is heavily taped. He's barely putting any pressure on it. Coach Klender says he's probably not going to go today, but he's still considered a game-time decision. If Valentine were to advance, their semifinal isn't until Friday. Coach Klender's hopeful that they might be able to get him healthy in time to contribute in that game. But at least as we look at this one today, he appears to be doubtful. Coach Klender called it heartbreaking for Isaac Cronin, heartbreaking for the team, but they've had enough time to digest it, practiced the last few days without Isaac, and he says their spirits are up and they're ready to have a next man up type of mentality. We'll see how that goes going against number 6, Freeman. The state quarterfinals coming up on News Channel Nebraska.
My name is Andrina, and his name is Asaya. I am an international student from Malawi. When I got here, I was in a relationship, and we found out that I was pregnant. So I chose life, and that's a really good thing in my life, because then God also did great things. And yeah, we're making it in life together.
Pregnant and unsure where to turn? Contact Christian Family Care, cfcare.org.
Ashoff Construction of Osmond does it all when it comes to general contracting. From agricultural storage buildings to commercial office buildings, retail warehouses to concrete contracting. The AGI Sentinel buildings help safeguard crops and valuable assets, and Ashoff's professional builders handle the job from the design through the completion of the build. For a free estimate, contact Dylan Price, Scott Pullman, or Brandon Ruge. Call 402-748-3551 today. Visit AshoffConstruction.com for more information.
Doug and Lou back with you on our Custom Sports pregame show. Custom Sports, from screen-printed T-shirts to jerseys, they have what your team needs to look great. Check them out at CustomSportsCO.com. Well, let's take a look at where these schools are from. Valentine, the Badgers. Look at that beastly Badger up there. They won it all the way back in 1923. That's a long time ago. That was even before you, Lou.
Not much before me, but a couple
couple of years.
12 playoff appearances, but they have not been here since 2004. They were really a steady couple ball clubs with the Vanderbeeks back in the mid-'80s. Remember Valentine very, very well. So up in north central Nebraska, the Badgers from Valentine. They're taking on a Freeman team that once again is a consolidated team. Adams Philly from back in the day. They were here last year. Maybe remember Anthony Harms and the gang from Freeman. 13 playoff appearances. The Falcons have won 2 titles in D1 in 2010 and took it all in C2 just 3 years ago in 2023. Well, we were talking about one of the key players in this basketball game in Isaac Cronin. He injured his left ankle in practice on Saturday and landed on a player's foot. He's had around-the-clock treatment, and they hope to have him going as we watched him warm up here, and Michael Shively was talking about that. But he was able to win the state track meet, as we're going to show you right here, with one of the best jumps in history. Ladies and gentlemen, that is 6 feet, 10 inches. Tied the Class C2 state meet record at 6 feet, 10 inches at the newly renovated Berg Stadium. And, of course, NCN with live coverage of the state track meet again coming up in May.
You don't think he's an athlete? 6'10"? That's incredible.
6'10" for the 6'6" senior. And again, going to be a big part of how much he can be a part of this basketball game. Last year had that key injury for Ogallala, and it really determined the basketball game. This one not as bad, but if Cronin's not able to go, what a difference it would make. There you see where our teams are located. Freeman, as we said, down there in the Adams Philly area of the southeastern fairly corner of the state. And then Valentine up north. Valentine known for the Niobrara, Tankin, and Golfin, and a lot of hay fields. So they have some of the best places that Valentine may not have been heard of much of from a lot of people until the golf courses have been built here. And a lot of people have put in some time working up and around those as well. And that is our road to the state tournament. We'll take a break and look at the starting lineups for our ball game between Valentine and Freeman right after this.
It's the Declaration of Deal sales event. Head to William Krotter Company in O'Neill, your trusted Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealership with the selection you want and the service you deserve. From powerful new Ram trucks to adventurous Jeeps and family-ready SUVs. William Krotter Company is also your local marine center featuring Lund boats built for fishing, fun, and making memories on the water. With several options for the serious fisherman or woman. William Krotter Company in O'Neill. Drive it, tow it, boat it, and love it.
I spend with purpose because I bank with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. With my Liberty Plus checking account, I can earn extra cash just for spending on everyday things, like groceries, online or in-store purchases, and lunch. At Liberty First, anyone can join, so start earning money to spend on the things you love. Start banking with purpose. Start banking with Liberty First Credit Union.
My name is Autumn Murphy. I'm from Spalding, Nebraska. God is always there for you no matter what. When I was about 5 years old, I fell down the stairs and I broke my arm. I've broke my arm 9 times since then, and I feel like God has really helped me get through that. And I just had a total reconstructive elbow transplant from a donor, and God had a perfect match for me. It's just something I'm really grateful for.
Visit with your local priest or pastor. A simple conversation can be the first step to discover the peace that comes from faith.
Can't have a basketball game without officials, and here they are. We've seen Travis Bauman do a ton of state basketball games over the years, same with Ryan Speck and Larry Wells, a veteran officiating crew here for this exciting ball game between Valentine and Freeman. And a little bit, Lou, maybe the way they blow their whistle will determine the way the style of this game goes early on.
Certainly could. I've actually know a couple of those guys pretty well. They're great officials.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups. The visitors on the scoreboard today will be the Freeman Falcons. They come in as the number 6 seed with a record of 19-5. It's going to be Easton Buss and Owen Buss, along with Jaden Weiss, Hayden Jansen and Keegan White. You take a look at these ball players. White, 6'7" senior, and then 6'3" for Weiss. The Bus Twins are 6 foot and 5'10", and Hayden Jansen is 6'1". The head coach is Jim McLaughlin. He's assisted by Lucas Laughlin, Ryan Mackling, and Nolan Elo. They did lose to North Bend in the sub-districts, but had a wild card and took care of Johnson Brock in the district final. Now let's take a look at the Badgers of Valentine. Their head coach is Randy Klender, assisted by Ben Shelbourne and Zane Limbaugh. They come in with a record of 23-3. Their 3 losses, Gothenburg, Ogallala, and Bridgeport. They defeated Hemmingford and Kimball in the subs, then had to turn around again and play Hemmingford in the district final, where they hung 99 on them in that contest. Tristan Brebout, a 5'10" junior, and a bro Dominic Brebout, 5'10" junior. Caden Stankowski, the 6'1" senior, 6'6" senior Isaac Cronin, and then you've got Aiden Buckendahl, 6'5" freshman down there. So Valentine still finds a way to get a couple of big boys in the lineup.
Yeah, it's going to be important today for Freeman to control tempo. You're going to take your opportunities when you have those fast break chances. But you don't want to turn this into a track meet. You don't want to get into an up and down game with the Badgers. That's more their game. I think Freeman, you're going to want to try to exploit that half court. Certainly run a lot through White in that post, and try to be the more physical team in this ballgame.
Our starting lineup is brought to you by Medica. With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. The home white and red trim for the Badgers. I'll call it gray with the Columbia blue-ish for the Freeman Falcons here, as they will be the visiting team. Coming out of the East Central Nebraska and Mudecas Conference, South Platte Valley Association. Valentine used to be in the Southwest Conference, but they and Ainsworth have made the transition here recently, so something different, but they've kept a few of those teams like Ogallala, Gothenburg, Minden, and so forth on their schedule. And the opening tap, hustled into the sideline. It'll be Valentine basketball. We're underway to see who will take on Bergen in the semifinals at 3:15 on Friday. Bergen getting the win over Pender in our first game here by a score of 71-43. UTAN and Norfolk Catholic also have advanced on. And the first attack to the hoop, Tristan Beebout. And we are underway.
Strong move by Beebout. One thing to look at is the Badgers have won 10 games in a row coming into this, so they're really on a roll. Freeman is 3-3 in their last 6.
Unusual to see that from the Falcons as they dump it down to the low block, and there's the big man, Keegan White, right away. Now, they did lose to Auburn, 1 loss, state tournament, C1, Johnson Brock, and then North Bend, who was also here in the state tournament in C2. So some quality ball clubs that had knocked them off throughout the season. Three-pointer, first of the ball game, right wing, not wasting any time, no good. And a minute in, each team has already tasted a little success. But keep an eye on Isaac Cronin out here for the Badgers in this game. Drive in, missed it, got his own rebound, put it back up and in. And as I say that, let's take a look at that. Cronin is not out there.
Yep.
Cronin is not out there today for the Badgers. And if he's not starting, he's not playing, Luke.
I would think so. It's definitely advantage Freeman without Cronin on the floor. And a good start, too. Without Cronin out there, White's already got a rebound, a couple buckets. So see how long he can play. He's a big guy running up and down the floor. That's what Valentine wants to turn this into.
Well, Cronin decided to just not even dress for this one, so that is not good for Valentine, as we were talking about him there in the pregame. So now you just kind of don't talk about him and just remind folks a little bit later on that he's out with the ankle injury, and how will the Badgers play? They still got a lot of talent out there, but it does give you some different looks, and we got a hand check foul, looks like, away from the basket. Duncan Mosner getting the start in his place, 6'5" junior. Him and Buckendahl.
We just hate to see a player like that can't play at this time of the year. You mentioned Sawyer Smith a year ago, one of the best players in the state, maybe the best player in the state for Ogallala. So you hate to see Cronin not be able to play.
Well, scramble for the basketball. Badgers will win the battle back. Dominic Bebout will get their offense set up. 4-2, 2 minutes in. Contested three in the corner is no good. And I think the one thing that we'll watch out without Cronin is that rebounding ability. Valentine's used to throwing up a ton of shots, knowing that he will get an offensive rebound, and now he's not in there.
Yeah, that changes
things.
things.
It off their leg.
Yeah, that's a big part of your game, Doug, like you mentioned. This team likes to play that fast-paced ball, and you trust your big guy to go get those rebounds. So that kind of changes your thought process of how you want to attack Freeman.
Another three on the way, but it will not fall. Cold shooting early on, and it looked like White had possession of the basketball, but dropped it off his foot. So Valentine's going to get a second opportunity here. Survived that first quarter. Haven't been here before. Haven't had a ton of success. White brings it in. Bebout saying, where's the foul? No whistle on that one. Some pretty good contact from the big boy.
Yeah, White timed it well, but there was some body contact there.
How could there not be, right?
Yeah.
Down low, turnaround jumper, rolls off the rim, no good. And Bebout will get the defensive board here for the Badgers. Always trying to make something happen in transition. Good defense that time by Buss. Easton coast to coast, and knocked out of his hands. Get a lot of inbounds plays here in the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, quick hands there by Buss. And those are the opportunities, if you're Freeman, that you want to take advantage of, those transition game opportunities. Get the steal and then try to get a run out. And White's going to sit down. They're going to have to use that, him, in and out of there, just especially if this game becomes fast, just because of his sheer size.
Well, Valentine averages 69 points a game, but you take 22 away with Cronin and put in Buckendahl, who gets 4. So big difference there as the three-pointer on the way on the inbounds. No good by Owen. And the Badgers scored on their first shot of the ball game and now haven't scored in about 3 minutes. Not the tempo that they want so far in this ball game. Keep firing the threes. And Peyton Jesperson will knock it down.
Pretty good ball movement that time. Led Jesperson there at the top, just over the side of the top of the key. Knocks down a 3. That's a good hit there for Valentine. That's the kind of shots they're going to have to make today.
Driving right side. Nice play off the window by Barrett Ideas. There's another name. Ideas. 6'7", just a sophomore. I can't imagine what this kid's going to be like the next 2 years with that Ideas name.
Yeah. He's got a good, tall frame. He'll put some muscle on that frame before long. But a good athlete out there. Good person to bring in after White sits down.
Ball poked away by Buss. Great job there. Can't quite secure it. I just can't imagine. Valentine, as we showed you where they are, they're always getting in a bus planning for an hour trip, but 16 hours because they had to go to Kimball and back twice in the sub-districts under the new format. And they did okay. 85-61 and 69-66 over a really good Kimball team. Top of the key, faking the 3. Buckendahl knocked out of his hands.
Freeman, Doug, trying to sneak over there. That time it was Owen Buss trying to sneak over there and get that steal as Buckendahl tried to turn back away from the defender.
That's if the car's going to check in. More girth, 6'5" junior. Not a score. Only 19 points on the whole season for him. And both teams have already went to the bench and used quite a bit of depth here in this game. Only 3 on the shot clock, so they had to put it up quick. It's no good. And fighting for the offensive board, foul call here on the Badgers. And it looks like this one's going to go against Trace Bushel. Excuse me.
And Freeman definitely has the size advantage in this game. Can Valentine speed this game up and flip that over? That sort of the game, that type of game in their favor.
Even the big guys seem to be able to handle the ball pretty good here for Freeman. Spread it against the Badger man-to-man. Back cut inside, and we got a little hand check underneath. And Buchel just picked up another foul. He's already walking to the bench. Our first quarter of high school basketball action is brought to you by Yankton Medical Clinic. At Yankton Medical Clinic of Norfolk, we're building a legacy one patient at a time, one generation at a time. From family practice to expert specialists, here for you today and every day. Yankton Medical Clinic, Norfolk. Fight for the loose ball. Great defense again out there. Stankowski couldn't quite come away with the steal of that one. We talk about golf. It's not spelled the same way as Paul Stankowski, the former PGA golfer, but you don't hear that name very often. Freeman up by 1. Patience this time with White on the bench. You hear Coach McLaughlin yelling out instructions. Left corner 3. It's over everything. And Valentine is right there on the box out with Stankowski. Sutter dribble down the middle of the floor. And just as we say it, here comes Keegan White trotting in front of us to check in. Three-pointer no good. Rebound the rebound. Turnaround jumper. Comes up short. And the rebound brought down by Owen Buss.
And Valentine's 3 losses this year, they scored 52, 53, and 41. When they're not scoring at that high clip is usually when they're struggling. They did have one win this year where they scored 50. But usually they're in the 60s, 70s, sometimes 90s. So the game, you want this game to speed up if you're Valentine.
62 points a game for Freeman, which is more than they usually put up. As we said, 69.5, 70 points for Valentine. But we've kind of stalled out here. 6'5", Freeman.
That 99-point performance against Hemingford. How hard is it to score 99 points in a high school basketball game?
Anymore it is, and then you take a look at that. I'm not sure how long they had the running clock. I don't think it was very long, but boy, we had a couple hundreds in the state this year. Three-pointer with 3 on the shot clock is nothing but twine. Earl Buss.
They got shooters. Buss a good shooter. Work that basketball around.
Wakes the crowd up here at the Devaney. Doug and Lou with you on NCN. Michael Shively taking care of our sideline reports. B-Bout backs in, left, right, back up top. And it's going to be tough right now for them to get the ball inside. Always somebody bigger in there. So they go to Buckendall, the freshman, kicks it out for the 3. It's no good. And right now when you've got White and Ideas or Fakar or whoever they want in there, trouble. And now they're hitting threes. And Hayden Jansen will drain it. And Valentine is going to call the first timeout of the basketball game. It'll be a 30 with 1:15 to go here in the first quarter. 11-5, Freeman up by 6 on NCN.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back.
We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes, the wedding bands. We'll be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Wayne State College, devoted to student success for more than 100 years. And by Krotter Auto, William Krotter Company in Krotter Home Center in O'Neill, Nebraska.
12-5, update the score there. They didn't put it up as a 3, so 12-5 your score. And Valentine hasn't scored in the last 3.5 minutes of this basketball game. They're just 2 of 11 from the field, while Freeman is 5 of 10. Boy, you put that huge Keegan White out front to B-Bout. Now Valentine kicks it out for the 3, and it's good. Needed it, and Dominic B-Bout responds.
Yeah, they needed that three-point shot. How terrifying is it to get trapped by Keegan White when he's coming out to you? But Valentine handled that well and got an excellent shot.
That just shows his superior athleticism. Soft hands inside, made the catch. Couldn't finish as it goes off the back of the rim. And we'll finally get an out-of-bounds call here. Laying on the baseline there was Aiden Buckendall.
White's getting some quality shots. I'd like to see him use that backboard. So Freeman ball underneath their own hoop.
go out to the corner as they had White covered. But the car, nothing there. Full shot clock. Skip pass for another three. Bus, no good. Ball deflected. Freeman actually had both big guys there and deflected it to Caden Stankowski. And Stankowski will run it into the front court.
Got to be opportunistic against that bigger team. Stankowski, right place at the right time after two Freeman guys battle for the rebound.
Coach Klender says, let's play for the last shot. Don't have to hold long. Try to make it a one-possession game. Beebe out to crossover. Tries to dump it. Has it knocked away. Out of bounds. 2 seconds. Time for the Badgers. They weren't going to get a good shot right there because Freeman had them in some trouble with that loose ball.
And now you can run an inbound play. You've got a chance. Plenty of time here with 2.3 to go.
Shane Weiss comes in. But you got to anticipate a three here for the Badgers. There's just nothing inside. Off the screen, Beebe steps to the right, fires. It's going to be off the mark, and that's the end of the first quarter of play. With your score, the Freeman Falcons 12 and the Valentine Badgers 8. You're watching the State Boys Basketball Tournament on NCN.
When quality matters, it starts at Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine. They're known for the highest quality beef, carefully aged to perfection, alongside fresh, vibrant produce, and a deli famous for fresh, never frozen fried chicken. It's quality you can see. Home of Scotty's Meat RX. Scotty's Ranchland Foods in Valentine, Nebraska. A better cut every time.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Family Physical Therapy and Sports Center, getting you back in the game. Ignite the fire and find peace. And by the Seed House in O'Neill, Nebraska, a seed for every need.
My family's been farming since the early 1900s, and it's still where we like to call home. I get to go out to the field. I get to see farmers. When they have someone that actually experienced it, they're more willing to open up and talk to you a lot more. They just kind of become a part of you.
Well, there they are, the fans from near and wide, Valentine and Freeman. There would be no rivalry between these two yet.
Yeah, bit of a jaunt there between Freeman all the way to Valentine. Valentine's a long drive from Norfolk. I've driven there before. Nice town, but a long way to get there.
It's like some of our towns. Scotts Bluff, it's great once you get there. No doubt about it. Valentine beautiful. And they get the steal to start this second quarter. Can Stankowski dish it off for the layup to Dominic Beebe. And the lead is back down to 2 after a 7-point advantage there by the Falcons.
That's how Valentine can win this game. Speed it up, get in the transition game, run the floor. Probably a little quicker team than Freeman.
That bumps their field goal percentage to 20%. 4 of 14, 40%, 5 of 12 shooting for Freeman in that first quarter. Lob it down low, and they can't get it into the hands of Keegan White. As far as rebounding in that first quarter of play, you expect, without Cronin in there for Valentine, that it's going to be dominated by Freeman. They had 11-6 for Valentine in that first quarter.
Yeah, Valentine needs some more layups to get that shooting percentage up and get back in the ballgame. Only down 2 right now, though.
Tried baseline, Beebe founds room, and they were able to get White drug out of there. Yep. Sometimes the big guys aren't going to leave the paint no matter what. But White, we saw him come up on a trap at half court. And now he comes out of the lane and gives up that layup, 12-12. We got a tie ball game.
Well, that's Valentine's best opportunity is pull him away from the basket.
Well, this is an unfair advantage down there. You've got Keegan White, the 6'7 senior, on the 6'5 freshman, and Aiden Buckendahl, and that was
a lot more size and more experience, so you're right, a mismatch down low.
That was free candy right there, and tipped away at the other end. Ball knocked down. White gets fouled after it was deflected in there by Jaden Weiss. So a turnover for the Badgers. Well, Freeman has been around for over a quarter century. And as we watch the highlight here, brought to you by Lincoln Airport. Book now at LincolnAirport.com. I had a chance to broadcast the first ever Freeman State Boys basketball game.
I'll be darned.
Back in a while ago. 1999, they were undefeated that year and knocked out Paul Boronic's Ravenna team. That was right before Ravenna was here every year. And then they were upset by Donovan in the state semifinals that year to end the run. Down low, there's another layup opportunity, and Valentine's going to have to get him some help.
Yeah.
Coach Klender knows that.
You got to get somebody in front of him and make those post-entry passes difficult. Those have been way too easy.
Also got a chance to see their game in 2023, the state championship, where they beat Amherst in the final. Then Amherst came back and won it in 24. So familiar with this Freeman team, and maybe the most famous person, one Ken Cook from the area. Baseball pass to the other end, left-hand corner, three in transition. No. White's too big. Good block. Oh, Buckendahl. And they are going to call the foul. They're going to have to call that with the body. Well, I want to see the replay on this one, and our truck's been doing a great job. We'll send Keegan White to the line here to shoot two.
Might have got him across the arm there, Doug. We'll see.
That's what our official said. It's just not a fair fight.
No. That might be a good foul, though. Make White go to the free throw line.
So you think he's over the back. See, that was all basketball. So if you want to say you got him with the body, that's fine. But it's just not a fair fight down there. And I'll probably keep saying that. I'll find a new cliche to tell you. 16-12 Freeman.
Saw the big guy for Norfolk Catholic, Burbach, struggle at the free throw line earlier. That might be the thing to do, is put White at the free throw line.
Shack attack. 16-12, Beat-Out drives off the window and in.
Well, those guys are slashers. Get inside and make things happen.
Good basketball players. But Freeman answers at the other end.
Speaking of slashing in, Lisa with a nice drive there all the way to the hoop.
Well, Freeman has put up 6 3-pointers, and they don't seem like they have to. Back cut. Now we got a little pace going here, Lou, in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, Dominic Bebo there with a great backdoor cut. A nice pass to lead him to the bucket.
Drive baseline, kick wing, 3-pointer on the way. Good. Hayden Jansen, and we're going to get a timeout after the made bucket here by Freeman. So the three goes down, and it's a 5-point lead again here. Freeman up 21-16. Catch and shoot three, nothing but twine for Jansen on NCN.
My name is Ava Stewart, and I'm from Newcastle, Nebraska. My faith is significant for me and my everyday life. And a lot of that is because my parents have raised me in my faith very well. Whether I'm giving a speech, I take a deep breath, say a prayer right before I go out, or if it's the set point in a volleyball game. It's every unique moment that I have to remind myself that God is there and that the Holy Spirit is with me.
Visit with your local priest or pastor. A simple conversation can be the first step to discover the peace that comes from faith.
When your plumbing needs attention, trust the experts at John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical. No matter the size of the job.
Well, and that was just in time to tell you that our second quarter is brought to you by John Henry's, our family serving yours at John Henry's. Glad to have them along as we come back to freshman Buckendahl trying to suck the defender Barrett Ideas out. He did, shot the three over and wouldn't work. And as we bring the ball up the floor, hand check foul going to be called on Buechel.
But despite that last miss by Valentine, the shooting percentages have come up. Freeman shooting 53% from the field, now down to 35. Was 37% for Valentine, but a lot of that is just getting real quality, high percentage shots.
Let me correct myself. Jesperson with the foul on that one. Coming up at the half, we'll take a look at the first half stats. So Michael Shively will have a little report on the Beat-Out and buses. We've got twins on both teams as the turnaround jumper is up and in.
Thank you.
Something unusual. But now it's back to a 7-point lead. So the Badgers had cut the 7, tied it at 12, now 23-16. And a handful here from nearly the locker room. That 3 by Beat-Out won't go. And when they're not going, you got to be careful about falling in love with them. Valentine, 2 of 12 from three-point land. Off the screen, right corner three, no good. Long rebound comes all the way out to Boone Jesperson.
I think Valentine needs to go back to just moving without the basketball, find those cuts, get the ball inside, and a quick steal by Buss.
Here's the left corner three, in and out, no good. Outlet pass, Beebe out to Beebe out, and an open layup. So I'll get things going again here for Valentine.
It's like those guys are related or something.
Know each other. Again, just taking it to the hoop, clearing it and taking it, clearing it and taking it. And Hayden Jansen having himself a decent first half here.
Looking to score. You like that. You like that mentality right now from Jansen.
Leading the team with 8 points. Little stumble, so Beback gets rid of the basketball. Again, back cut inside, but good cover. Switching over, Barrett Ideas. He saw what was coming, dropped down and blocked the shot. Now he's all the way back at the other end, offensively on the post. They get rid of it quickly. Freeman with really, really good ball movement here. Drive in, kick corner. Cup it, drive, off the window and in. You know, we were talking about that as a timeout comes out. We'll talk more about it later, but assistant coach Nolan Elo with Freeman was on that Amherst team that had beat them back in 2023. So he's there and looking to help this basketball team. Got a chance to talk with him a little bit before the ball game. But now the lead's back out to 9, and Valentine is going to use a timeout. Freeman up 27-18 here in the second quarter on NCN.
When your plumbing needs attention, trust the experts at John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical. No matter the size of the job, John Henry's brings extensive expertise to handle everything your home's plumbing system requires. So whether your drain is clogged, your water heater needs an upgrade, or you want to remodel your kitchen or bathroom, we're here for you. Reach out to us today and discover why, since 1996, we've proudly served families as the most reliable plumbing company in the Lincoln area. John Henry's, our family serving yours since 1996.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Stop at your nearest Speedy Mart or Good To Go convenience stores today. And by The Carpet Shop, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years.
And welcome back to high school basketball here on News Channel Nebraska Television. Valentine trying to find a way to get this offense going. Held to 18 points so far. Again, Isaac Cronin, potential All-Stater, on the bench after the injury in practice with his ankle, which he had already been trying to fight through from last year. The Beebout boys trying to hit threes and drive to the hoop. We're down to 5 on the shot clock. Dump it down low, and it's going to be shot clock violation. Or out of bounds, however you want to call it. Turnover, though, on Valentine out of the timeout.
Either way, a turnover. A good half-court defense that time by Freeman forced the turnover. 1:32 to go before halftime, up 9. I think if you're Freeman, you'd like to get this, keep this lead, extending this lead, and make the Badgers become the chasers.
They're doing some outstanding work. Our halftime show coming up, brought to you by Nebraska Farm Bureau. We appreciate Nebraska Farm Bureau and RMV Construction. Trusted, local, proven RMV Construction in Kearney and Lincoln. A rare miss down low from Hansen. It goes out of bounds to Valentine.
And Jansen just left that one short. Kind of tried to aim it, it looked like, as opposed to taking that jump shot.
Well, the Badgers got off to a decent start offensively here in the second quarter and have been stymied. Freeman now putting together a run. A little contact down low between Mosner and the big guy, Keegan White. Shot from the outside, no good. Freeman pushes the ball up the floor. Again, 45 seconds to go here. They'll have to take a shot. Plenty of time between shot and game clock. 3 off the screen, no good. Hansen, and they'll just let it go out of bounds. So Freeman's been quiet the last couple minutes as well, but another 2-minute and 15 and 2.5 drought now for Valentine. Only 2 points here in the last 5 minutes for the Badgers.
Yeah, Valentine kind of going back to not shooting the basketball well. Looked like they were starting to heat up, but going to need try to put some points on the board, give yourself a little bit of momentum going into the locker room.
Both teams have exactly 24 field goal attempts. Valentine, those only made 8 compared to Freeman's 12. Beavouts trying to get something set up here. A long three contested, no good. Freeman's going to get a chance here. Outlet pass right side, 40-footer. Boy, that was right on line and short.
That was nothing but net, but it didn't go over the rim.
Yeah, caught the bottom of the net. We are at halftime, and both teams playing below their offensive average on the season. 70 points for Valentine, 62 for Freeman. And this is more of a defensive showcase. 27-18. Freeman leading Valentine, who's here for the first time since 2004. Freeman trying to win their second state championship in 3 years if they can get through it all here this year. We have got a whole lot coming up with the interviews. We've got a whole lot coming up with what we've got for the first half stats, halftime highlights, and a special feature on the twins of these teams. Stay with us.
Ann has been a long-time UBT customer. One day, she was being scammed. We secured her funds and got her set up with new accounts. I just think, if my grandma was in that situation, what would I want someone to do for her?
I hope he doesn't mind that I give him a hug, too.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Lincoln Airport Authority. Fly easy, fly local, fly LMK. Bernard Real Estate and Auction Company in Auburn and Nebraska City. And by Larson Motors in Nebraska City. Find your new Chevrolet, GMC, Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram today at LarsonMotorGroup.com.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to NebraskaOrtho.com. That's NebraskaOrtho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
Our halftime show is brought to you by RMB Construction and by Nebraska Farm Bureau.
Welcome back, everybody. News Channel Nebraska Television. Doug and Lou with you here. Halftime at the Devaney Center. Our final quarterfinal in C2, Lou. At 27-19, Freeman with the 9-point advantage here at halftime. And Valentine's just got to get used to playing without their big guy. And they just aren't able to generate anything offensively. Their defense has been pretty good. They're just not able to generate what they want without the Beavout boys taking it to the rack.
Yeah, they haven't had a lot of opportunities to score in the paint unless it's coming off the drive. One thing to remember, Valentine this year is 1-3 when they've scored 60 points or less. So and at 18 at halftime, advantage Freeman.
Well, let's take a look at some of the first half stats because that's the pace that we are definitely on here. As you can take a look, Valentine 8 out of 25 from the field for just 32%, 48% for the field from Freeman. But you take a look at that three-pointer category here. Neither team shooting it that well, but Valentine is used to shooting the three a little bit better, 2 of 14 so far in this one. And a game without free throws? No, we have been to the line once. It's just that 0 of 2 at the line there for Keegan White. So that's what first half stats are in this basketball game. So we've got some look here at our halftime highlights. Again, halftime highlights are brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations. Sartor Heyman Jewelers. And this one started off with a couple of quick buckets, but then it got a little quiet after that as Freeman drives, gets on the board here with Buss. Then back out front, jumper on the way, and Valentine gets themselves on the board with Boone Jesperson. Off-balance runner, off the glass, give ideas to. Freeman moves the ball around, nails one of the few threes that we saw in the first half from Owen Buss. And then And the man that leads the team in scoring right now, Hayden Jansen, he and White each have 8 points. That's 16 of their 27 here in the first half. On the other end, Bebout trying to keep them in at just one of the 2 threes that they made in the first half here from Dominic. He is 1 of 7, though, from long range. Beautiful bounce pass in transition, and Bebout scores again, trying to keep the Badgers in this ball game, but just too many lulls. And a lot of buckets for Bebout. He leads the team with 11 points, 11 of their 18 here in the basketball game.
Bebout's been kind of the offense. For 2 for 14 from three-point land. You know, Freeman's the bigger team. For Freeman to, or rather for Valentine to win this game, you've got to be a better perimeter shooting team. They've got to shoot Freeman out of their defense, make them come out and guard them, and that creates those open lanes. But if you're only shooting 2 of 14 in the second half, Valentine will not win this game.
All right, it's 27-18 at the half. Freeman, when we come back, Michael Shively with a really cool report on the sets of twins. Our highlights brought to you by Sutter Heyman Jewelers.
My name is Elizabeth Crotter. My grandma's brother had liver cancer, and he was praying that God would help him get through this hard time, and we were told that he was not going to last very long.
The postgame show is...
Instead of doing our family game night, we decided to do the rosary, and he passed away while we were saying the rosary. I was so happy that God was able to give us that time to pray for him.
Visit with your local priest or pastor. A simple conversation can be the first step to discover the peace that comes from faith.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Family Physical Therapy and Sports Center, getting you back in the game. Ignite the fire and find peace. And by The Seed House in O'Neill, Nebraska, a seed for every need.
If you feel like you might be seeing double out there on the court today, well, you're not crazy. There are identical twins on both teams in this contest for the Valentine Badgers. Those are the focal points of their squad today in Dominic and Tristan Bebout. They wear numbers 3 and 4 out there on the court. They've been playing basketball together their whole lives, picking up the basketball when they first started being able to walk. Since then, they've lived together. They do everything together, and they told News Channel Nebraska's Casey Wanenberg this week that they know where the other is going on the court. That connection has proved itself time and time again on the basketball court this season. As a matter of fact, they're setting some records. They've each set single-game records this year. Tristan has the school record for assist in a game at 12, and Dominic for made three-pointers with a whopping 10. Now on the other end for Freeman, Owen and Easton Buss are also playing a prominent role for the Falcons this season. They're best friends, according to Coach Jim McLaughlin, and that has proved out in helping this team get to the state tournament once again. Funny enough for Valentine, this is now the second consecutive game in which they've faced twins, because Hemingford trotted out a pair of brothers of the same age as well for the district final. That game went the way of the Badgers. They'll need to change things up in the second half to get a similar result here today. We have continuing coverage of the state quarterfinals right here, live on News Channel Nebraska.
The Seed House, located in O'Neill, is your Nebraska-owned full-service seed supplier. From corn and soybeans to cover crops, grass seed, and CRP grasses, they have the full lineup to fit your operation. The Seed House also offers agronomy services, seed treatment, soil fertility guidance, and expert crop recommendations tailored to your acres. When it comes to growing success from the ground up, trust local experience. Contact Don and the crew at the Seed House, located in O'Neill, Nebraska, and plant with confidence this season.
I'm Nicole Ackles. I live in Scotia, Nebraska. When I was in college, I ended up getting pregnant, and the people that had taught me about pro-life were the first ones to tell me it was going to ruin my life. I chose to keep my daughter. My religious community was very supportive as far as helping me become what I wanted to become. She is 30, and I have 2 grandsons, and they make my life very, very happy.
Pregnant and unsure where to turn? Contact Christian Family Care, cfcare.org.
27-18, Freeman leading Valentine. Those are the 2 quarters, and our halftime show is brought to you by RMV Construction. If you have a construction project that needs built, RMV Construction is the company you need to call. RMV Construction has proudly constructed more than 50 WIC buildings across the state, including this one north of Amherst. WIC buildings are post-frame, pre-engineered metal building systems made with better materials for a better building. RMV Construction, they'll help you expand your ag operation, create your next barn dominium, or develop commercial space by constructing a WIC building with unmatched durability, energy efficiency, and design flexibility. RMV Construction, with offices in Kearney and Lincoln, trusted, local, proven RMV Construction.
Doug, I've heard you have a pretty nice barn dominium there in Kearney.
I hid my barn dominium, so not everybody knows where it's at, but you know that. Halftime over in Class A. Millard North leading Lincoln Southwest 42-34. Omaha Westside came back from a double-digit halftime deficit to beat Lincoln High in the first game, 61-58. You can follow along with the games we're covering and everything that's on NCN, whether it's state basketball, Supernovas, or many other things on social. There is the bracket and how things have went today. Nearly chalk. That Norfolk Catholic game, amazing. North Bend was up 13-0 after one, and Catholic ends up winning at 48-40.
That was a bizarre game. It was just one of those. Norfolk Catholic just got off to an awful start, but they're a good basketball team, and they beat a really good basketball team in North Bend Central. Be able to come back. How much would Freeman, if they were able to win this game, would like another shot at Bergen? They knocked him out. Freeman was the #1 seed last year, and Bergen knocked him out.
Well, Bergen went all the way, and that rematch could be happening. They're up by 9. We'll take a quick break and get you ready for the second half in a moment.
Darling, I believe everything's gonna be all right. No need to worry, because you got somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do, just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
We got your back.
The coaches for these teams are anxious to see how their groups respond here at half number 2. For Valentine coach Randy Klender, he said he liked how his team played in terms of effort and hustle. He liked that they had their hands up on the shooter. He didn't like that they routinely gave up the middle drive in half number 1 and that they were out of sync on offense. He says they simply need to step up and make more shots in half number 2. He thinks his team weathered the first storm from Freeman, not the second, but he likes that it's still a single-digit game. For Jim McLaughlin of Freeman, he says, we need to just be us. He talked to his team about responding to the moment. He thought they were hesitant in half number 1. He's hoping in the next 16 minutes he gets to see the best version of the Falcons. We're hoping we get an exciting finish to this game, a spot in the state semifinals on the line.
Our communities are built through stories of connection, hard work, and bright futures. You're committed to this place, and so are we. By supporting your dreams and by celebrating your stories, Bank of the Valley has grown alongside you through 40 years of going.
Thanks, Michael, as we are ready to begin the second half. Valentine with the ball, trying to get off to a good start here. A screen that knocks 2 players out, and they still settle for a 3 from Buckendahl, but it's good. Recognition, that's happened 2 or 3 times here this afternoon where somebody went down and they didn't get after him, but that time it pays off with a 3 for the Badgers.
Dribble penetration that created that open look.
Drive in, couple the ball. Weiss has it knocked away. Badgers, can they score on the first 2 possessions? Spin move, just a little too wide on the left-hand roll from Stankowski.
And Valentine, I think Valentine wants to make some of those threes. We just saw it a moment ago.
Hansen not as warm out of the locker room as he had hoped. Boy, he was almost money every time there in the first half. That one not so good from the outside. He's 2 of 5 now from three-point land.
I think you're Freeman. You're the bigger team. I think you're going to want to be more physical here in the second half.
Well, yep, you were here last year, as you mentioned, got knocked out. You don't want to get knocked out again. Definitely going to be focused. And the pace of the game isn't anywhere where you should be really stressed out, especially with the number of players Freeman has used. Spin move Weiss, and he's going to get fouled down low. Going to be called here on Mosner. Mosner with the foul.
Only 2 free throws the entire first half for either team. They're both with Freeman. I think, again, Freeman, you're the bigger team. I think you want to establish that paint, establish your physicality, and get to the free throw line.
Coming in Buechele for Valentine. He had a couple of fouls and had to sit because of that in the first half. Second free throw is good. Foul situation, he's really the only one that is in any close to harm with those 2. So the lead here back to 8. And Valentine having to learn how to be patient. Good backdoor lob, and in there for the layup is Buechele.
Good find that time. An excellent cut by Buechele. Got behind the defense. Good lob pass in there to get it to him.
Freeman working right wing down the block. There's White inside, and the layup is good.
Well, that should be there just about any time you want it. If you don't front him at all, just rotate the basketball and find White down in that low post. It should be a bucket.
Him and Hansen have been kind of the 1-2 punch inside outside. Beeb out trying to clear it out. Got bumped, puts it up, no whistle. Rebound comes down by White. So maybe a little more physical than Valentine's used to. That used to be what they always said, Lou. It was a little more physical on the eastern portion of the state. Buckendahl with the block, but not the second time. That'll be his second foul. 2 free throws coming up for Keegan White.
And credit White gets his first shot blocked, but stays with it, and then gets fouled on the second shot. We'll see if White can knock a couple down here.
He was the only man to shoot free throws in the first half. He's now 0 of 3. And the Valentine fans know that he's 0 for 3. So they're giving him the chant. Now he's 0 for 4. And Beeb out will get the rebound. Tristan outlet. Finds on the left side. Stankowski. And it almost was too strong, but caught the front of the rim and spun back in.
That's Valentine basketball now. Speed it up. Get in the transition game and beat Freeman down the floor.
Be interested to see Valentine in full court pressure mode here. Boy, did you see the vert on Beeb out there? He was going to block that shot, and Easton Bus knew better. And we've got a timeout on the floor now after 3 minutes. Coach McLaughlin, the veteran coach, has seen the changes. They've been able to play 3 minutes. Really no change in the score from 9 to 8, 33-25. Freeman on top after the bucket by Bus here on News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or good-to-go convenience stores today. Bank of the Valley. Together we go further. And by Scotty's Ranchland Foods, Highway 20 in Valentine, Nebraska.
Ann has been a long-time UBT customer. One day, she was being scammed. We secured her funds and got her set up with new accounts. I just think, if my grandma was in that situation, what would I want someone to do for her?
I hope he doesn't mind that I give him a hug.
This is Lauren from St. Mary's in O'Neill. Life moves quickly and it's easy to feel overwhelmed.
This is Anna from St. Mary's in O'Neill. Faith gives us a strong foundation when life feels uncertain.
It helps us slow down, listen, and remember what truly matters. It reminds us that even in difficult moments, God is always present.
And faith isn't just for Sunday. It's meant for everyday living.
If you're searching or have questions, reach out to your local pastor or priest and start the conversation.
Doug and Lou back with you here on NCN. Thanks to our producer extraordinaire, Danny Alvarado, and all the crew here taking care of our coverage of the State High School basketball tournament. The three is good by Boone Jesperson. His second three of this basketball game.
See how those shots fall much better for the Badgers when they go inside out. When they're able to get the ball in the lane, kick it back out. The shooters are in much better rhythm when they catch it that way.
They seem to really be pressuring the B-back. Oh, backdoor lob. Beautiful setup play there, Easton Bus into Hayden Jansen.
Did Jansen get up and get that one or what?
And Fakar in there right now for White. Still a big body. You can kind of hide behind him. And made that off that seal screen. Buckendahl drives, kicks it out. And looks to keep pace here with Freeman. Just haven't got enough stops on a long three. Beam out. 3 for number 4. Fast break the other way. Valentine got back. Kick out 3. Will not answer this time. Buckendahl gets the rebound. I think the freshman is getting a little bit more comfortable out there as this game moves along. After banging around with White down there, how couldn't you?
Yeah.
Get settled in. Forget about anything else except getting your brains beat in by that big boy. And he has settled down. Made a couple of nice plays here in this third quarter. Floater too strong there from Bebout. Offensive rebound. Back up. Oh, it would not go for Buechele. Would have cut it to 2.
Yeah, good luck for Buechele. Just did not get it to go.
And now the 3, Freeman. This is usually when they go. No good. Got the offensive rebound. Weiss stuck in the lane, trying to get a jump ball. Deflected away out of bounds by Tristan Bebout.
Well, I like the Valentine offense right now against that 2-3 zone. They've been able to penetrate it. They've moved the ball well around that zone, getting better shots. And their shots, you can see the confidence starting to come back here to Valentine. They're getting comfortable against that zone.
Keegan White's in. There's only one player running here, right, Lou?
Yeah, you got to get it down in the low post, don't you?
Fresh legs, get him sealed, get him the ball. Again, they're shading him a little bit, so that opens up the lane. Hansen, no good, but there's White. Puts the pie out, grabs it up and in.
You got to love the effort from the big man there. He just went and got that one and then put it up strong. That's the kind of play you want out of Keegan White.
Mosner on the wrong end of that dump truck sighting. Our highlights and replays here on NCN. Brought to you by Lincoln Airport. Fly easy, fly local, fly LNK. You can book now at LincolnAirport.com. What a truck. Going to get a reach-in foul. Coach McLaughlin was hoping for the jump. Instead, Easton Bus called for the foul. Buckendahl getting ready to check back into the game. Valentine hanging in there, but haven't been able to catch up yet. Biggest deficit 9 in this game, and that's what it was at halftime. Great crowd on hand from these two schools. Obviously a much farther travel from Valentine. They don't care. That's the crazy thing, though. Do you book for all week and just call it a mini vacation, or do you play it by ear? Valentine planning on being here, that's for sure. That three's around and out, no good.
That's the rough side of being from far away, is you got to plan that out a little bit more than like a team like Freeman would have to.
Again, they'd be able to just go home, go to school, and get ready as a normal day. Coaches seem to love that, too. 3 in the corner, no good. All right, 37-31. Badgers have been stuck here again for 2 minutes. Just when they got it to 4, they need to find a way to put more points on the board, obviously. Stick around in this one. Bebout, great spin move, and he'll put it off the square and in. That's true athleticism from Dominic Bebout.
Great handles by Bebout. Spin move in the lane. Good two-man game last night, possession with Freeman, but they did not. Owen Buss did not make the shot.
16 for Bebout. Three-pointer answered right back, and this is what Freeman's doing.
Yeah.
Just when it looks like Valentine is going to get too close for comfort, Freeman extends the lead right back out to 7.
Keeping Valentine at arm's length.
1 minute to go, third quarter. Bebout tries this time. Tristan, not Dominic. Ball deflected out of bounds.
Well, the good news, if you're Valentine, you're still in striking distance. So a quarter and change to play here.
They just can't afford all these droughts that they have.
Yeah, they've got to be more consistent offensively.
Off the screen, driving, getting bumped. Yep, good call by the official. As soon as he made his move, Jesperson got shoved out of the way there by Jaden Weiss.
These are the first free throws of the ball game for Valentine.
Freeman has done such a good job all day. And they will have the lead going into the fourth quarter.
But that was a fortunate bounce there. It looked like it was flat at the front of the rim and then just got up above that rim and rolled around and through. But
that was, how in the world did that go in? Because that, had no spin.
Yeah. It's like a knuckleball up there.
Maybe they got the remote control ball out there. As Jesperson hits them both. 40-35. Virtually the last shot of Freeman once. A 2-second differential between the shot and game clock. And another one that's going to come down to the fourth quarter. Our last game, it was all about Bergen using a huge third quarter to put Pender away. Not so in this one. 15 seconds remaining. Can Freeman extend a 5-point lead? Put the ball in the hands of Owen Buss. Spread the floor. Going to work against Bebout with the right-hand dribble. Gives it to Hansen. They're going to end up throwing something away off the screen. Blocked. Buckendall got over there and blocked Hansen's three. Out of bounds. There's still a half a second.
I think they had to put some time back on the clock because there was a couple of seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. 2.6.
That's exactly what they're going to do. 2.6. That gives you time. Now, if you want to throw the home run, I'm always in favor of that.
Get something going toward half court. Give yourself a chance to get a shot off.
Yeah. Don't throw it in 15 feet here. Waiting for the clock to get set. There we go. And there's the baseball pass. Bebout to Bebout. Caught. Three at the horn. Yes!
Wow.
Oh, look at the emotion from Coach Klender and the Badgers. A game where Valentine's been struggling. They put up 20, and it's a 2-point game going to the fourth quarter. Look at this.
Big-time momentum swing for Valentine.
I think they may have to review that. His toe might have been on the line.
Yeah.
40-38. Freeman will be back.
High school basketball fans might recognize one of the faces on the Freeman bench, assistant coach Nolan Elo. He was a standout at Amherst his senior year, 2023, one of the best seasons in school history. As a matter of fact, he helped the Broncos to the C2 state title game, only for them to lose to the Freeman Falcons. Fast forward a few years later, he's going to Southeast Community College in Beatrice, wants to help out, give back to the game. His call goes to Jim McLaughlin, head coach at Freeman, who said, without hesitation, Nolan, you can be an assistant coach. Coach McLaughlin remembered coaching against Nolan Elo, said he has nothing but respect for the program that Coach Eric Rippin built at Amherst. And Nolan, he's not going to go into coaching or teaching as a profession. He wants to be in golf course management, but he wants to give back to the game, something he's doing as an assistant coach right now.
Freeman do.
Yeah, Freeman, that three-pointer to end that half, or end the quarter rather, for Valentine, such a momentum swing. Freeman's done a masterful job of keeping Valentine at arm's length now. They got to try to build that lead back up.
Well, Freeman now with the inbound. Off the nice play, three in the corner. No good. A lot of shoving down low. Look out. Going to be out of bounds here on the Badgers as Bebout and Hansen were fighting for that. Freeman shooting 44%, 17-39. Valentine's got it up to 38%, 15 out of 40. 6 threes for Valentine, 4 for Freeman in the ball game. Not a lot of free throws, 2 of 2 for Valentine, 2 of 6 for Freeman. Rebounds, 28 for Freeman to 20 for Valentine. The 3, no good. Again, if you're tuning in from Valentine or know about him, Isaac Cronin, not able to go in the ball game today. Sprained his ankle in practice this weekend, and it had already been hurt. And he was not able to even get going. He's in street clothes on the sidelines here.
Such a big loss for Valentine.
How big? 22.5 points, 6.5 rebounds. We're going to get a loose ball foul. Looks like this one is going to be on Keegan White. A few more numbers for you here early in this fourth quarter. It is Dominic Bebat with 19 points. Jesperson with 8 for Valentine. Keegan White has a dozen. Jansen has 10. Easton Bus 7, 6 for Weiss for Freeman. And Freeman really picking up the defensive intensity and driving the baseline. No good. Follow, no good. Keep fighting for it down low. It's going to be Duncan Mosner, and he's going to be fouled. Boy, it seemed like Freeman was winning all of those battles for 2.5 quarters. Now Valentine has won a couple.
You know, Mosner, a guy that hasn't scored a whole lot of points this year, but he's getting some good minutes. Great effort that time to keep that ball alive, and they keep possession.
All right, another chance here to tie or take the lead. Valentine led 2-0. Jumper, short, tip back out. How about another one from Beebout? In and out, no good. Boy, how many was that? 5 attempts that time down the floor, and nothing. And then a foul going to be called on Mosner. Duncan will pick up his third personal foul.
Freeman got pretty lucky there because Dominic Beebout had 2 really good looks at the bucket and missed both of them. That second one just went in and out.
Over in Class A, Millard North leading Lincoln Southwest 49-44 late in the third quarter of that one. Don't forget tonight, Archangels and Fall City Sacred Heart at 6. St. Mary's and Whiteout will follow. Hanson in the corner 3, no good. Sneaking in backdoor with the putback. Owen Buss.
And nobody blocked Buss out. Great job to catch it and score without even coming down.
Yeah, it's a beautiful heads-up play there by the senior guard. Right wing with it is going to be Beebout. Valentine does not want to lose momentum after cutting it to 2, and there's going to be a little body check foul on Barrett Ideas. Our fourth quarter coverage here on News Channel Nebraska from the state basketball tournament is brought to you by National Land Realty. You can find land for sale at nationalland.com. National Land Realty. Doug and Lou with you here from the Devaney. Again, thanks to our sideline man, Michael Shively, Danny Alvarado in the truck, and all of our camera men and women that are getting the job done. Follow us along on social. Brandon the gang doing that as well. X, NCN Sports. Reach-in foul going to be called here on Owen Buss. And returning to the lineup will be Caden Stankowski.
Yeah, Buss trying to get up high there to steal that basketball. Picks up that foul. 4 fouls now on Freeman, only 1 on Valentine. You figure Valentine might want to be a little more physical here, and just in case they need to play the foul game.
Beebout from LeBron James range, Steph Curry range, no good. Again, that's exciting as heck if you make that. But
that's a shot Freeman will give him, though.
Yeah, and you can take that shot anytime. Badgers setting in his own defense here, trying to change things up, especially with White on the bench. Freeman milking clock, up 4, and we've got 5 minutes to go in a basketball game. Right corner, he's wide open, so he shoots the 3, and Easton Buss, no. Ball tipped out. Beebout gets it off the hands of Mosner. Fast break, pull up 3, and it's good. Dominic Beebout knocks it down, and a full-length timeout to be called here by the Badgers. We've got ourselves a 1-point basketball game. Freeman 42, Valentine 41. Took 2 from long range. He's 50% from the parking lot. We'll be right back.
Kearney, Nebraska is the getaway you never knew you needed. With comfortable, premium lodging, eclectic shopping, and a variety of locally owned craft food and drink options. Kearney has something for everyone. By day, you'll find rich history, outdoor adventure, and some of America's most unique attractions. And by night, our many entertainment options, dazzling performances, and unique hangouts offer the perfect way to unwind. Visit Kearney. It's so much more than just in the middle.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Auto Central in Kearney. From cost-effective daily drivers to luxury cars that match your style, Auto Central is sure to have the ride you're looking for. Ignite the fire and find peace. And by Union Bank and Trust. Your money has people.
Valentine basketball at its finest. That's often assists. That's in transition. They shoot well off transition. And it's basically, that was somewhat of an inside help play, but it was, in rhythm. That's what Valentine does well. The shot before that, the three-point shot, was just a standstill long three. Those shots generally don't fall, at least not consistently. When Valentine's in that transition game and they're passing the ball, well, these guys get in a rhythm. They're dangerous. And you see it right there. Valentine right back in the game, down 1.
And Keegan White re-enters here for Freeman. Things just seem to be a little bit different for them offensively when he's in there, whether he's scoring or whether he's not. You've got to watch him with a double team. So let's see if they answer right away. Freeman hasn't trailed since the first 2 minutes of the basketball game. Driving in, bus stops. Easton and Owen trying to find a way to get it to Weiss or White. And Jansen could pop a three at any time. Bounce pass into White's going to be picked off. Mosner with the steal. To the other end, Bebout doesn't have numbers. Kicks it out. Bro puts it up and hits it. Bebout to Bebout for three-bout. And Valentine has their first lead since the first 2 minutes of the ball game, 44-42. Now how does Freeman respond? They've kind of felt this pressure on their back here for the last 8 minutes. And now that they have fallen behind.
Got to be a little stronger on the offensive end and more definitive of what you're trying to do. They did not have a good set last time.
Inside Hansen. Might have been a foul. Kick it out on the right wing. Three-pointer answer. Too strong. They've kind of cooled down. Freeman has from three-point land. They are now 4 of 22. 4 of 23. Rebound. Brought down by Bebout and then throws it over to Ainsworth. And out of bounds it goes.
That's the thing that you live with sometimes with Valentine when they speed the game up. Sometimes you make those bad passes. Problem now is you're up 2 in the fourth quarter of the state championship game. Those are the turnovers you don't want to have.
Don't forget, at the end of our broadcast, we will be talking to the victorious coach and our player of the game, brought to you by Nebraska Orthopedic Center, your healing destination.
Hey, now if I'm Freeman, I want White especially to kind of demand the basketball, be more active inside there, and assert that size. He's just so much bigger. We want him to be physical down low and kind of demand that basketball.
And Freeman's been really good about taking the right shot up mistimed. They had White cutting in. I'm not sure he was open, but mistimed it. Now Valentine has to be smart with the basketball too. They haven't had this opportunity for quite a while. Throughout the year, yes. Today, no. And to tell you the truth, how many close games have Valentine been in with a short lead down the stretch? Not many.
Yeah.
The sub-district final was won against Kimball. Bebout, no good, follows his shot, puts it up, no good again. And it'll be pulled down here by Bus. Man, that again was a golden opportunity for the Badgers.
Love the shot following there. Great job by Bebout to get that rebound off his missed shot, but didn't get the second shot to fall.
Hansen's due, but no. I think we're seeing a little fatigue out there. There was no rotation on that ball as we saw in the first half. Hansen now 2 of 7, 2 of 8 from three-point land. And we have to start watching the clock down. 2:15 to go in a 2-point game.
Freeman gets a stop here. They might call timeout just to give guys a rest.
3 timeouts for Freeman, 2 for Valentine. The possession arrow pointing Valentine's way. We are at the 2-minute warning. Shot clock winding down. Bebout blows by. One-hand runner, no good. Rebound up, no good. White finally gets the rebound, and he will be fouled. That's only the 3rd foul of the quarter, so no free throws. Foul will be called on Tristan Bebout. That'll be his second, and you're exactly right, Lou. Timeout here for Coach McLaughlin. Don't forget, coming up at the end of the ball game, our NCN postgame, brought to you by Custom Sports. Check them out at customsportsco.com. We are coming down to the wire. 1:51 to go. Valentine, their first lead of the second half. Badgers 44 and the Falcons 42.
From the heart of Nebraska to across the state, RMV Construction is building more than just structures. We're building trust. RMV Construction has grown from humble beginnings to become a trusted name across central Nebraska and beyond. With unmatched craftsmanship, cutting-edge innovation, and an unwavering commitment to customer satisfaction, we deliver projects on time, on budget, and above expectations. Trusted, local, proven. RMV Construction in Kearney and Lincoln. Let's build your vision together.
Let's talk a little bit, Lou, about Freeman has been really good about taking the right shot, even if it's a three. Most of their threes, 90% of them, good open looks that you would take every single time. But they haven't scored in 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Yeah. They have to go to their number one play right here. Whatever that is.
Yeah, well, it was a good timeout, and get on the same page, number one. Number two, just get a breather. Guys look gassed. I think you got to go inside here. You got to find something in the paint.
Get that White-Buckadall matchup that has led to so many points for him in this basketball game. Running some clock here. Maybe try to lull the Badgers to sleep off a couple of screens. Hanson up top. Back over to Buss. Three-pointer on the way, and it is good. Oh, and Buss hits a huge one to snap a 4.5-minute drought and put Freeman back on top.
Clutch shot there by Buss.
45-44. Now it's Bebout's turn. Drives, kicks, corner, three, on the way and answered.
Wow.
Caden Stankowski.
Right back at you. Stankowski with a huge three.
That's his second bucket of the ball game. 1 minute to go. Crunch time. White underneath. No foul. Shot missed. White saying, I got hammered. Didn't happen. And the basketball will come back over into the hands here of the Badgers. 50 seconds remaining. And we will get a timeout. Valentine with the lead by 2. 47-45. All right, we're going to keep it here with Valentine up by 2. 22 on the shot clock, 44 on the game clock. So Freeman continue to play good defense here. Yeah. With Valentine finally starting to make some threes in this basketball game, Lou. They're up to 9 now. 5 of them here in the last quarter and 2 minutes worth of time.
It's been a much better rhythm in the second half with the ability to not only get transition threes, but they've been able to penetrate that Freeman zone. And they've just been in a really good rhythm. They've found good shots. They've missed some, too. Some inside the paint that could have made a difference. But, Valentine, you got a chance here with a 2 to make this a 2-possession game. We'll see if they like that fast pace we mentioned before. We're only 1 of 3 in games where they scored 60 points or less.
Got to take care of the ball. Man, that is such a dangerous pass.
Yeah.
Throw it 10 feet in the backcourt. Don't ever give the official a chance there. So Bebout with it. Open things up. Spread the floor against the man-to-man. Tristan and Dominic. Leading score. Fadeaway jumper off the front of the rim, and Freeman's got a chance. Down 2. How does Coach McLaughlin play it? He's got 2 timeouts. Hanson off the screen. 1 foul to give for Valentine. That might be why he's not calling timeout. Because then Valentine would realize that 10 seconds. Valentine doesn't want to let a 3 go here. 6 seconds. Hanson drives. Gives it to White for the tie. No good. The putback is in, and we're going to overtime. Weiss with the follow.
Great job to come in behind that shot and get that tip in. What a clutch play. White looked like he had a pretty good look. Ball just went long. And what a great job there by Weiss to come out of nowhere and tip that one in.
Everybody wants to talk about who made a mistake, who didn't do it right. Everybody did everything right on that play. After the missed shot by Valentine, everybody did everything right. Now, who was supposed to block out Jaden Weiss? I don't know. They doubled down on Keegan White, so that allowed him to shoot down there and get that offensive rebound. Nobody did anything wrong. Right. That was good basketball.
Exactly what I was just going to say. They had to double down, so that left somebody, without a man on him, and that was Weiss. And it was great anticipation, too, to know that shot was going to go long. And come in and get that. It was pretty good defense, too, honestly, by Valentine. They forced White to make a bit of a tough shot, double teaming him.
And you just kind of figure after that miss by White, that's it. The game's over. But there's time. And White drops it down in the first overtime of the Boys State Basketball Tournament here on NCN.
We'll see if that pays dividends now for Freeman. They've got the momentum going into overtime with now 4 minutes to play in the first overtime anyway.
And officials didn't even think that they had to look at our review. They knew that was good from the get-go. So 4 minutes of overtime. Each team gets another timeout. So 3 for Freeman and 2 here for Valentine. Valentine had stole the momentum, but now Freeman's got to feel really good that they've avoided the bullet, and now they can play their game for the next 4 minutes. Although Valentine will claim the opening tip. 47 all. Valentine's biggest lead, 2. Bebout floater, good. Now Tristan's starting to come alive. He's got 9.
5'10", but no fear. Takes that ball into the paint. Oh, shoots it over the bigger defender.
And again, White's on the bench, catching a rest here for Freeman. But when you've got Fakar and Ideas, how about that?
Ideas, baseline with the dunk. Great pass, great alley-oop.
That gets the crowd going, tied at 49. Back up top, long 3, Bebout, no good. Can they put a little cherry on top of the dunk here? Easton Bus, stutter dribble back over to his bro, Owen, 3! And Freeman back on top. 52-49. All this in the first minute of overtime.
Yeah, a lot of action. Both teams have some absolutely cold-blooded shooters.
There's Bebout, got fouled. It won't go, though. Haven't had some free throws for a while here. And the Badgers will shoot 2. Tristan Bebout has not been to the line. Again, this is only the second time Valentine has been to the line in the entire ball game. Freeman only 2 of 6.
Yeah, only 8 free throws in the entire game.
And we weren't in a position down the stretch where you had to foul.
That's a good point.
Free throw number 1, good, 52-50. Freeman currently shooting 42%, Valentine 34.5. Second free throw, good. So Valentine is 4 for 4 at the line. 3-point shooting right now. Valentine 9 of 24, 6 of 26 for Freeman. Weiss, the hero at the moment, has the ball. Kicks it back out top, Bus. Down to Hansen, skip pass. Almost too tall for any other human, but Ideas at 6'7", hauls it in. Another 3, Bus, and in. Easton Bus. And those 3s start to add up. Now it's a 4-point lead. 2.5 to go.
Easton's 10th point there off that 3.
And we're going to get a timeout here by the Badgers of Valentine. Keegan White will re-enter the game for the Freeman Falcons. 2:24 to go, overtime. Valentine has the ball, but Freeman now up 4 after another Bus 3-pointer.
Landmark Implement is your local authorized John Deere dealer. Landmark's trained and certified sales staff will help you find the right equipment for your needs, all backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. Whether it's a tractor, planter, combine, lawn and garden tractor, or gator, every piece of equipment in our inventory is ready to work hard for your operation. Landmark's team works together to make sure everything that is sold meets their quality standards. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or learn more at landmarkimp.com to experience the Landmark difference.
Session 2, Day 1, State Boys Basketball Tournament, overtime. And in Class A, Lincoln Southwest has just went nuts in the fourth quarter, and they are going to put away Millard North. They lead at 73-61 in the last moments of that one. So Lincoln Southwest will get Omaha Westside, Bellevue West, Papillion La Vista, Creighton Prep, Papillion La Vista South tonight at Pinnacle here. Archangels Catholic, Sacred Heart, and St. Mary's Wynot. Some very familiar names. All right, Beebout with the basketball. Stankowski for three. Caden with 2 threes here in the overtime. 55-54. This thing is like fine wine. It's getting better with age.
Yeah, for sure. Good dribble penetration and another kick out.
55-54. 1:50 to go. Off the screen for another three, but Hansen can't make it 3 in a row with the Bus Boys. And now Valentine, just like that, can take the lead.
Valentine with 20 field goals. 16 of those have come off assists. That's great passing.
Into the corner. Minute and a half to go. Beebout thought about it. Now drives, shoots, and Valentine back on top. Tristan Beebout nails it. We were tied at 47, 9-8 here in the overtime. 1:20 to go. Bus clearing it out, trying to open things up. They've gone away from White. Right corner, looking for White. Ooh, he shoves off, but they don't throw it down to him. They want to get it to him. He's underneath. Blocked. Knocked away foul on Duncan Mosner down low.
That'll be on the floor, I believe.
Aiden Buckendall with a beautiful block shot. Much more confidence as this game's moving along. Keegan White's been stuck on 12 since early in the third quarter. And we're going to get a timeout here called by the Freeman Falcons. 1:04 remaining in this basketball game in overtime. Freeman ball. Valentine lead. 56-55. Thanks to our many sponsors, we're getting ready for the Custom Sports Postgame show. Stay with us on News Channel Nebraska.
All right, I'm John Stewart. I served almost 27 years in the Air Force. After I retired, I became very ill from Agent Orange exposure, and I lost everything we owned. One night, I sat there and practiced with a shotgun to kill myself. I said, well, I can't do this to my wife. So I went and got help, and as years passed, I became an ordained minister, and I work with veterans and trying to help people and get them to help others too.
If anxiety, addiction, or hopeless thoughts feel overwhelming, text HOME to 741-741 for support.
Big shout out to everybody that is keeping up with us on social, watching wherever you are across the state of Nebraska, Omaha, Kearney, Norfolk, Columbus, Bridgeport, Sidney, Kimball, wherever you're at. I'll start rattling off smaller towns, Lou, if we get to a double overtime.
You may have to. What a job by the Twins. Beebout's 35 points and 10 rebounds. The Bus's 21 points and 19 rebounds.
Their basketball players stole it away. Top of the key. Beebout decides to not take it at the rack. It was one-on-one with Bus.
Yeah,
now they're going to set her up.
Smart not to force that.
Can Freeman make another stop defensively, or will the Badgers gnaw another 2 or 3 on them? 15 shot clock, 40 game clock. Beebout, spin, paint, finger roll, no. Rebound, White. And they can play for the last shot. The shot clock and game clock are identical. Maybe a quarter-second difference. Last time they did not take a timeout. They ran a play. They've got timeouts to use. White actually all the way out top. In the corner, Bus, 4-3, and the lead, no. Weiss got it again, and he's fouled. And he'll go to the line. Both teams are in the bonus. The offensive rebound and put back at the regulation buzzer send us to overtime. And now the offensive rebound and foul will send Jaden Weiss to the line to shoot 2. He is a sophomore and has a 2-for-2 night.
Jaden Weiss with 4 rebounds, but 2 of them have absolutely been gigantic.
Too strong.
Yeah, the first one's always, when you miss that first one, that makes the second one that much harder. But you need this one to tie it.
Two dribbles on the way, and it's no good. Fight for the ball. White couldn't get it. Rebound. Foul called immediately. Boy, Keegan White gave everything he could right there. Valentine with the lead, but now you got to make those free throws. Freeman still has 8 seconds and 2 timeouts.
Yeah, I think Freeman, if they get the rebound, even if both free throws go, I think you get it up to half court and call timeout and try to run a play.
The leading scorer, Dominic Bebout, on the way, and no good. So I thought if he made that, they might use a timeout right now to freeze him. They're not going to do it. Keegan White out.
Well, Freeman still has a chance now with 8.2. Even if he makes this, you can win this game on a 3.
Overtime. Will they get a 2? Will they get a 3? Got a box out if he misses. And he does. Any bucket wins it. Rebound brought down by Barrett Ideas. Here's Easton Bus trying to knock it away from behind. Runs into defenders and scores.
Ball game.
They're going to issue a timeout. They're going to issue a timeout. This game is not over. I'm not sure Valentine called the timeout, but Easton Bus just put his head down and went all the way to the hoop. A lot of contact. Not saying that it would have been offensive or defense. They're going to put .8 on the clock.
I was going to say about a half a second because it was under a second when
I would have settled for 1.1.
Yeah.
Because that's what it looked like when the ball was falling through the rim. But when it's going through the net or out of the net, has always been a question.
It looked like it was just under a second when that ball, to me, when the ball went through that net. So I think that's probably pretty close. So he's going to give Valentine a chance for a desperation shot.
Well, remember what Valentine did at the end of the third quarter. Our Lincoln Airport review.
What a drive there by Bus. Incredible play. That's just he's a winner. That's just an incredible play at a crucial time. That, you know, there's a lot of guys that want the ball the first 3.5 quarters, but when it comes to that situation, you may shy away, but not Bus. Took that one coast to coast and scored. Now we've got 0.8 seconds on the clock. Valentine's just going to have to throw it down the floor and try to get a quick catch and a shoot.
At the end of the third quarter, Bebout to Bebout, but there was 2.2. He could catch, let the defender fly by, take a dribble set, and he nailed the 3. Can't do it here.
You got to get it and get it away quickly.
I think you could touch it to a teammate, but you cannot dribble. And to throw it in, Trace Buechel, and a timeout. They wanted to see what they wanted to do here. This way, both the Bebouts are on the floor here. That's why they're not going to have one of them throw the basketball in.
The biggest thing right now for Freeman, you got to tell your guys, do not foul. Hands straight up. Make them shoot over you. Don't foul. Don't try to block the shot.
Just where do you line up defensively?
Yeah.
Because anything... It's weird how you play that. There would be no reason to put any Freeman ball player in the backcourt.
No.
If they want to try and hit a 70-footer like we saw last year from Norris, so be it. But that was a tie game, Norris and Pius. This is different.
You may set somebody up around the volleyball line in case it comes in underneath, but otherwise, yeah, you're going to let if they want to shoot a 60-foot shot, you'll let them do that. The biggest thing again is don't make contact. Keep your hands straight up and down, and do not try to block that shot. Force them to shoot over the top of you.
Well, Buckendahl is all the way under the hoop. Does he just run up and set a back screen?
You got Ideas on the ball. I think that's a good idea. A good, tall guy that can jump. Make that vision very difficult.
Will Valentine even get a shot? Nope! Ideas deflected it, and the ball game is over. What a basketball game. Valentine came from 9 down. They were 4 down in overtime.
Wow.
They take the lead. And on a coast-to-coast bucket in traffic, Easton Bus able to get points number 11 and 12 and win this ball game after Freeman needed a putback at the overtime buzzer just to force overtime. and Valentine's magical year will end with a record of 23-4.
Two gutsy teams, Doug. I mean, it's sad that somebody has to lose this game. You love Valentine's effort, but Freeman finds a way to win it.
If you're a traditionalist, you love to see the new blood, and that's what Valentine was. Freeman, a power that did not want to fall in the first round for the second consecutive year. Final score, Freeman 57, Valentine 56. We'll hear from Coach McLaughlin and our player of the game right after this on NCN.
Fuel up for the big game at Speedy Mart on 238th Street in Greenwood. Open 24 hours. We've got the winning lineup, hot coffee, ice cold drinks, and tasty snacks. Plus, daily specials smoked fresh in our smoker. Need a pit stop? Our bathrooms are the cleanest around. And our friendly staff always makes you feel like part of the home team. Don't get sidelined. Score big on convenience at Speedy Mart, Greenwood.
Visit Wayne State College and you're likely to hear,
I got this.
From students pursuing their careers in nursing.
I got this.
Or in our business and industrial technology programs.
I got this.
Or in NCAA athletics.
You got this.
And especially at graduation.
I got this.
With 130 programs of study, manageable costs, and automatic scholarships for all first-time freshmen, you'll be saying,
I'm so doing this.
Get started at ExploreWayneStateCollege.com.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people that we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
What a ball game. The Freeman Falcons are going on to the state semifinals. Coach Jim McLaughlin with me. Coach, that was a classic game.
Yeah.
How did your team get it done?
I thought the leadership of our seniors, every time out, every, moment, that it looked like it was kind of going off the rails. I could see those guys out there really doing a good job of coaching their teammates. So really proud of these seniors and finding a way to get a win, in a tough game for us.
About 8 seconds left. Valentine at the line. Your team gets the rebounds. You had timeouts, didn't use them. What were you seeing from the sideline in that final play?
Well, those are situations we work on. We communicated what we wanted to be in. I thought Issa may have even got fouled around the top of the key. It just seemed like, a timeout there, allows them to structure, and make it 5-on-5. And I thought Easton had an advantage. He got all the way to the rim and found a way to get it to go in. So,
it seemed
play.
It won the game.
Yeah.
And before that, you needed a huge play from Jaden to tie the game.
Yep.
It seemed like this was over in favor of Valentine multiple times. What does this tell you about the strength and the fortitude of your team that you pulled this out?
Yeah, no, I think it speaks to a lot of our character, finding a way to get a win, and what was kind of an ugly game for us, where we probably didn't play our best, and Valentine, really shot it well. Very proud of these kids, and feels good. I missed them put that on the advance us, but that's pretty cool that they got to experience that. So.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about Easton and Owen. A couple of twins. Easton gets the game winner. They made some huge threes down the stretch.
Absolutely. Owen's three. It blends together. I don't know if it was at the end of regulation when we ran side there, but hit, big one in overtime, and they just feed off each other, and they've been in these big moments before, and you could see, that even though the storm was going on, they had a little calm and kept their head about them, and we had some, plays that didn't go our way, but they just kept after it, and realized it's a 32-minute game, or in this situation, a 36-minute game, and did a heck of a job. So.
Congrats on the win, Coach.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, let's bring in Easton Bus. Easton, Valentine at the line. They're up 1. Free throw is missed. Take me through the moments after that led to the game winner.
We had a set drawn up, or if they made it, we knew what we wanted to do, but
in times like that, if they miss it, you just got to get it and go. And we work on that all the time in practice. We do situations like that all the time. And I knew we were down 1, so it's either get to the rim and finish, be strong and finish it, or go to the foul line and put some free throws in.
What was that like when you saw the ball go through the net to put your team ahead?
Honestly, I knew there was still time left, so I was just trying to match up and get back on defense because we got killed in transition. But after that, just felt really good.
Last season, you guys were the 1 seed, got upset in the opening round. Now, your senior year, you're celebrating a win in this fashion. How does that feel?
It feels amazing. You know, all season since that moment from last year, we had a sour taste in our mouth, and we knew we wanted to get back here. And now we have a chance for revenge on Friday. So
yeah, Bergen, they're up next. Do you like that you get that matchup?
Oh, yeah. We're going to be ready.
Well, you were ready here with 8 seconds left tonight and got the game winner. Congratulations. Best of luck on Friday.
Thank you.
The Freeman Falcons victorious. They're moving on to the Class C2 state semifinals.
My family's been farming since the early 1900s, and it's still where we like to call home. I get to go out to the field. I get to see farmers. When they have someone that actually experienced it, they're more willing to open up and talk to you a lot more. They just kind of become a part of you.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Wayne State College, devoted to student success for more than 100 years. And by Krotter Auto, William Krotter Company in Krotter Home Center in O'Neill, Nebraska.
And welcome back. News Channel Nebraska coverage in between sessions 2 and 3 today of a thriller between Freeman and Valentine in overtime, 57-56. Let's take a look at some of the final numbers of this ball game. Freeman ends up winning the battle of the boards there. As you see, you were talking about all the assists Valentine had on their buckets here. 16 out of the 21 made field goals. Not bad for Freeman either, Lou.
Both teams passed the ball real well. Both teams, they're just clutch. Guys made plays. That's an impressive way to end the game. I mean, it came up with Freeman and Buss in that last play, but hats off to both these teams for putting on a really good show here today.
I believe that's 8 3-pointers in the second half for Valentine. The way they started the game, what was it, 2 for 14, and end up 10 out of 25, something red hot like that. So got him back in the ball game, eventually got him ahead in this basketball game. Individually in the game, it was 22 points for Dominic Bebout. Tristan Bebout had 13. Stankowski had 8 in the ball game here for Valentine, as they will end their season 23-4. And then you take a look at our player of the game there in Buss. Easton had 12. Owen had 11. Keegan White had 12. Hayden Jansen had 10, 8 from Jaden Weiss. And so all 5 starters between 8 and 12. You don't get much more balance than that.
Interesting stat, and this is the second of the 3 games where the team that shot poorly from the free throw line won. Norfolk Catholic struggled mightily from the line. Freeman now also with 25% from the free throw line, but won the game.
And unfortunately, it's something you got to bring up. Where were the 2 misses for Valentine? The last 2.
Right.
And Freeman gets the rebound and coast to coast, and Owen Easton lays it up and makes the bucket, and they win the basketball game here. Let's go ahead and look at some of the great plays of this afternoon's ball game, because we weren't sure without Isaac Cronin, unfortunately also a senior, whether Valentine would be able to hang in this basketball game after they got down 9 at the half. And a couple of quick buckets to get things underway between 2 teams from totally different parts of the state. But as this first quarter got underway, both teams were able to score early on, and after a long drought, as you can see, it was 6-5 with 2 minutes to go. Owen Buss cans that 3 and ends up getting to 11-4, a free throw, and then a 3-pointer from the left wing there for Dominic Bebout, 3 of his 22 in the ball game. 12-8 steal here. This is where the comeback continues. Nice assist and another layup in there for Bebout. They eventually get this thing tied at 12, but then Freeman makes the run again. 3-pointer. They'll go up 23-16. Hansen had the hot hand in the first half of this basketball game from the outside for Freeman. So down 9 at the half. Some points started coming, and here is a backdoor layup, giving them, I guess at the time, it would have been a 10-point lead, but then we get a couple of threes raining down here from Valentine to start clawing their way back into this basketball game. Down 5, 2 seconds to go in the quarter, Bebout to Bebout, and as you can see right there, that was a 2-pointer, but it was counted as a 3. I wanted to see it a second and third time, so, again, don't say, well, it shouldn't have went to overtime because it would have been played differently down the stretch. But the threes just kept raining down here, and Valentine eventually takes the lead on the three-pointer from Tristan Bebout, 44-42. And they're not down for long because another three coming down from Buss. The Buss brothers, Easton and Owen, exchanging threes in this basketball game. 45-44, we're under 2 minutes to go. Another three, and all of a sudden Stankowski starts coming out of nowhere with a three late and then another three in overtime, and there is the putback at the buzzer. Everybody focusing on White, and Jaden Weiss came in and got the offensive putback to send this game into overtime, and this is where the backdoor baseline alley-oop for the two ties it at 49. Had some exciting plays all game long. Now a three to take the 52-49 lead. Buss knocks down one. Eventually, they're going to get this up to 56-52, 55-51 right there, I should say. And then they come back on the other end. There's Stankowski. That is a money three ball. All that in the first 2 minutes of overtime. And here's the final play off the two missed free throws. Buss coast to coast, pinballs off three bumpers in there as Donovan Trumbull defensive players. And here is the final inbounds play, trying to time the jump there of Barrett Ideas, the 6'7" sophomore, able to deflect the inbounds pass, and Valentine not able to get a shot away. 57-56, Freeman in overtime.
Freeman gets what they wanted, another shot at Bergen Catholic.
A rematch from the first round last year. Again, Bergen was the 8, knocked off the 1. Freeman went on to win the state championship. U10, Norfolk Catholic. There's going to be some good basketball. Again, these games are back here at the Devaney Friday at 1:30 and 3:15. Well, let's take a look at what we've still got to come for you here. A lot of basketball over the next 2.5 days. 2 games tonight. There's 6-pack for you on both Thursday and Friday. Archangels and Freeman coming up with our airtime at 5:50. St. Mary's and Wynot as we finish out the D2 brackets. Elgin Public, Pope John, and Guardian Angels 1-2. Incredibly close games earlier today. Pleasanton couldn't get a good shot away at the buzzer. Lost 46-44 to Elgin. And then Guardian Angels 54-50 over Deschler. Guardian had missed a free throw. Kind of the same thing, Lou, only it was a different score. And when they turned to outlet it, was picked off in a layup, and that ended a ball game there in the last 10 seconds. Then tomorrow, our morning coverage begins bright and early at 8:50. Ogallala and Syracuse. Syracuse shocking Cozad in the district final. Ogallala, the only undefeated team left in the state. Crown Island Central Catholic and Douglas County West. First team to 30 might win that thing. Lincoln Christian and Ashland Greenwood at 1:30. And then Jim Weeks and the dynasty that is Auburn taking on Gothenburg at 3:15. And then tomorrow's night's games at the Devaney will be the last two in D1. Lutheran High Northeast against Meade, and East Butler against McCool Junction. And then we'll be over for the A, B, and C1 semifinals at Pinnacle Bank on Friday. Saw some good ones already, Lou.
A lot of basketball, but it's been fun. What a great game that one was. And again, both these teams put on a show. Somebody's got to lose. Freeman made enough plays there to win the ball game.
Again, you can follow us on Facebook, on X, on Twitter, NCN Sports Now, of course, on your YouTube channel. We've got all kinds of way to follow along, and a lot of people out there doing it, and we sure appreciate that. That's going to wrap things up. Again, thanks to our producer engineer, Danny Alvarado, the entire crew behind the scenes here and working the cameras. And for Lou, I'm Doug Duda saying thanks for being with us here for high school basketball. The Snickers and Bergen Catholic will be back on Friday, taking on the Freeman Falcons in a rematch of last year's first-round matchup. We'll be back with you in a little less than an hour for Archangels and Sacred Heart here on News Channel Nebraska. Doug Duda saying thanks for joining us for coverage of the boys state basketball tournament.